Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I'd like to stop in the UK and take a look at one of the first British Army brown bag 24-hour menus. Now I got this back in 2018. I did a comparison with the new versus the old box version, so this has been opened but I resealed it. I've forgotten what was in there because it's been such a long time, so let's get this on a table and see what this pack still contains. And as you can see, I now have here on the table this first production run British Army, or one of the first production runs, brown bag 24-hour ration pack GP, general purpose. Now this has a production date of 2018. It's one of the first run of the 24-hour brown bags when they replaced the box, cardboard box. I have resealed this. There is a tape resealing. When I got it, I did a review way back of the new versus the old. If you want to sift through some of my older videos going way back, you might find that video. I did a comparison of what you contain in the newer ones compared to the older ones. But since then, I've resealed it, totally forgotten what the contents are. So now it's time to actually give them a test. So I have actually slit it once across the back, but I'm going to need to bring in my old friend to help me again. It's been resealed. So, what did this 24-hour first production run the brown bag British Army rations contain? So, as you can see, very large, impressive set of contents. So I'll move this to one side, and first off the bat, straight off the bat, there is the very familiar spork and accessory pack. So very familiar looking accessory pack, and we'll have a closer look at those again when we start actually eating the food. So first off, the accessory pack. Then we have a chicken and mushroom pasta. So it's mushrooms in a creamy sauce with pasta and chicken, 300 grams. There is a tomato pasta salad, which is a pasta and a tomato and basil sauce. We have one of the old favourites, the sticky toffee pudding. All of the British puddings like to be eaten warm. Everything can be eaten cold, but the puddings always better warm. We have a can of salted peanuts. So I don't know, you often see cans anymore. We have some cheese oat biscuits. So I think these have actually changed quite a lot again. I do have some of the ultra modern brown bags and the contents have changed again. We have some chicken sausage and beans. So these are sausages with haricot beans in a tomato sauce. And we're starting to get down to the drinks powders. So we have a hot chocolate, and this particular one is orange flavour. I find it quite difficult to use the bag. It's more difficult to get out of than the box. I need to pick it up. We have a fruit explosion, and it's a yellow cap. So the yellow cap is apple, mango and banana. I'm actually holding the bag in one hand and emptying it with the other now, so you'll have to excuse the fumbling. I have the standard TPs or tissue, whichever the need first arises. There is also a Tutti Frutti flavoured drinks powder, so more drinks powders. Still going. We have a tropical flavoured drinks powder. I'm going to be dropping these in a minute. Very difficult to hold the bag. We have an orange drinks powder, so there is 3 drinks powders. There is cherry drinks powder, so another one. Plenty of drinks, plenty of hydration. I think there was a lot of desert use for these things, so there's obviously plenty of drinks. There is the sesame bar, sesame seed bar, and good old hot diggity dog sauce one of the better hot sauces in many rations. And last but not least, we have the old traditional troop feedback form. If I can get this open. The troop feedback form, where the troops could feedback and enter a prize draw on what they thought about the contents. So this is the contents of the first production runs of the 2018 British Army brown bag rations. So join me in a minute when I come back with what I would consider breakfast laid out on a tray. So bye for now, join me in a couple of seconds. And as you can see, I now have here laid out on the tray what I would consider the breakfast components on this British 24-hour ORP. And for breakfast I thought I'd take a look at the chicken sausage and beans. Baked beans is a familiar breakfast item here in the UK if you think about a full English breakfast. I'm going to have a look at the pureed fruit, the fruit explosion. A bit of fruit is always nice for a breakfast. Likewise an orange drink. I'm going to have a look at the teas and coffees in a moment, and some cheese oat biscuits. So let's have a look at this accessory pack. Now the first thing out of the pack is the famous huge spork, and I've said before in other videos, a lot of people can't understand why the British ORP spork is so big. It's probably because a lot of the British ORPs contain soup, so it's also a soup spoon as well as a fork, so sort of explains the deep bowl. Moving on from that, we have a couple of alcohol-free antibacterial wipes. I'll just put these off to one side. I'm not going to need all these at the moment. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4 creamers, so beyond the beaten track dairy creamers for the teas and coffees. Again, put all these to one side. We have 2 types of tea. We have a Thai food tea and an English breakfast tea. This is the breakfast, so I am going to keep the breakfast one out. I'll put the other one to one side. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4 sugar sticks. So there is 4 beyond the beaten track sugar sticks. Again, I should keep one of those and bring one of the whiteners back. We do like tea for breakfast. Fell out of the packet is some of the windproof, waterproof matches and striker. Still giving, still giving. We have 2 different brand coffees. We have a Nescafe Original and a Rombouts instant coffee. There is 6 water purification tablets, so for 6 litres of water. And right at the bottom here, we can get them all out of the bag, there is 3 V6 gums. Oh, that's a different one, a strong mint gum, 2 V6 and a strong mint gum. So I think I shall just have a look at the strong mint as well to freshen the breath. Just pop all the other things back in the bag, save those for lunch and dinner. So I'm going to need to start off now. Oh, I forgot to reboil the kettle, so I'm going to actually start the kettle. You might hear a little noise at the background. I'm going to start off then with the orange. This is 375 mils of cold water and stir. I have to excuse any boiling kettle background noise. I do try to do these in one take, so you'll hear it as it happens. This glass is about 375, and I'm just going to use the handle of the large bowled spork just to give that a bit of a mix. So this one is a high sugar energy drink, a lot of sugar in this one, not sweeteners. So take a good old mix around. Just give that a couple of minutes to dissolve there. The next thing that will take a little time is the tea. So just open this English breakfast tea. As I said, this would be my breakfast meal, so it makes sense to have the breakfast tea. Standard little tea bag, catering style tea bag, and I'm going to add the sugar and whitener straight off to make it just how I like it. White with sugar. And again, I think I'll just use the handle again just to agitate things around, get things moving. Just give that a little move around and just let it do its thing. So next off, just have to take a look for these cheese oat biscuits. And these ones feel a little bit smashed. This is one of the things I've noted over the years about the brown bag. There's very little protection for the contents as opposed to used to be in the large box. But there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little oat biscuits. There is only one broken. I thought there was more. Just have a quick look at this Strong Mint sugar-free gum. So there are 2 briquettes. I'll just put one for now. Yellow Cap Fruit Explosion, and the yellow cap, as we said in the opening, is apple, mango and banana. Obviously all the different caps represent the different flavours. So this is apple, mango and banana. So let's get that ready. And now it's time to open the chicken sausage and beans. So it's 300 grams of beans and sausages. So there are 2 huge sausages there. Try and get all of those beans out. As we say, sausages and beans, part of a old English breakfast. The full English, as most people know, would come with bacon, mushrooms, tomatoes, baked beans, sausages, fried bread and black pudding or blood pudding. So a reminiscent of those, there's 2 nice large sausages and some beans. Let's just add a couple of minutes now to do its thing. Let's get rid of that. Get the tea finished. So I'm going to start the breakfast where I normally like to start, that is with the drinks. Now we have a nice strong looking tea, so let's have a taste of that. Just a plain, simple, middle of the road, not super quality, but acceptable breakfast style tea. Not, as I said, not one of the better brands, but it is a nice tasty taste of home for the British troops who do love their teas. Now we'll have a look at the orange drink also, a little film of sugar floating on the top there. Very artificial flavoured. It is a little bit powdery, very sweet with all those sugars. Personally, I don't think the orange is the best flavour out of the British ones. I think it is the one that lets them down. But it is an artificial, citrusy, strong flavoured, very sweet, refreshing drink. I just don't think, personally, that's one of the best flavours, but it is a refreshing mouth cleanser. So, I think we should go straight to the mains using the huge spork. 2 very large, full-size chicken sausages. Often these come with little mini sausages, but these seem to be full size. So I think I'm going to start with a piece of the chicken sausage. So I cut a piece off there. So standard sort of processed sausage. Very difficult to tell that that is chicken. To be honest, it has more of a pork sort of taste to it, but it's soft, it's easy to chew, flavoursome, very similar to a hot dog sausage, but with a slight different flavour. But by that I mean it's the texture of a hot dog sausage. There is no sausage skin on there, so it's a skinless sausage. Here in the UK most sausages come with skin, these do not, but it's a nice filling, tasty sausage. The baked beans are rich, there's not overly juicy, it's a nice thick consistency. Slightly undersalted by my own personal tastes. There was no salt in the packet. That's one of the things that the British ORPs are starting to do, I think, trying to reduce the salt content. Not always a good thing. Salt means flavour, but it is still a warm, comforting, hearty, familiar breakfast. Certainly have no problem finishing those. Let's just take a little look at the cheese oat biscuits. So they're simple little oat biscuits, 5 in a packet. This one's broken. Have a slight cheddar cheese background flavour. These oat biscuits come in sweet, salty, cheese. This has got a cheddar cheese flavour background, a little bit of crunch, a little bit of extra bulking agent to the beans there. Just try some like a cracker now. Does go. There's a slight cheese flavour to the main dish there. A little bit of crunch, a little bit of background flavour. Nice, tasty, additional bit of energy there. Let's refresh my palate one more time. Let's have a look at this fruit explosion. Oops, just shot it all over my arm. It's already just popped out there. So I'm just going to bring in another spoon. This one I think is from a Lithuanian ration. Usually the top section is a bit thicker. There it is. So it is very much like a liquid baby food sort of thing that you puree fruit you give to babies. But it is just fruit. Nice way of getting some sort of fresh fruit into a ration. Nice, tasty, enjoyable. You can taste the apple is the main ingredient there. The mango is there. The banana, I have difficulty actually tasting the banana, but certainly the apple and the mango. Nice way, bit of a fruit. Obviously I was eating it with a spoon there. You would normally just suck it straight out of the top like a straw. So just use the tea to refresh my palate one more time. That just leaves the strong mint gum. There was 2 briquettes. I should just have a little taste of one of them. Not as strong mint as you might expect. It is a spearmint stroke peppermint. It's very difficult to distinguish what mint it is. I think it might be a mixture of spearmint and peppermint. Not as strong as the name suggests, but it is certainly a mouth cleanser. The gum is soft, easy to chew, crispy shell. Plenty of mint oils, but just not exactly as strong as I thought the name would suggest. So, overall, very pleasing, very filling, very familiar contents for a breakfast with the sausage and beans. So I'm going to join me for the next video where I take a look at the lunch and dinner components. But for now, thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you and goodbye.